Hey friend, welcome to the 12 days of Christmas encouragement brought to you by Mark Inc. Ministries. My name is Chuck Betters and this is day number 9. You know, when we were young and just starting out in ministry, we lived in an old city parsonage in Philadelphia. It was a big old parsonage, just the two of us, Sharon and myself, and later we had a couple of our children. But for the most part, it was a big old city parsonage set right on the corner of a place called Roxborough in Philadelphia. Around the back of that property, there was a steel picket fence filled with spears. Big sharp spears that stuck up into the air about 8, 9, 10 inches. And down the block from us, there was a little boy who loved to climb that fence and jump into our cement backyard. And I had warned him again and again and again, please don't do that. You could end up getting stuck on that steel picket fence. One day I was in my office and I heard this screaming going on. And I ran out the back door and there he was. He had impaled himself right through his thigh, right through his upper part of his thigh. One of the spears had gone through his leg and there he was hanging helplessly on that steel picket fence. Now I did not know what to do. I was all of early 20s. I did not know what to do. I didn't know what the proper medical protocol was, but all I remember is his face. He was in horrific pain and helplessly hanging on that fence, grabbing a hold of my neck and begging me to get him off. And I remember thinking, first thought was, I warned you about this, but then the immediate second thought was, I gotta do something. This kid's in pain. And I did everything wrong. I physically told him to grab a hold of my neck, and I lifted him off of that fence that had impaled his thigh. It's absolutely the wrong thing to do. But all I can remember is the screaming face and the look of despair. And I had to do something to stop his pain. So I lifted him off the fence. I told him to hold on to me. I ran to the car. I stuck him in the car. We rushed up to the hospital. And you know, amazingly, not one drop of blood was shed. And the nurses and the doctors all told me I did everything wrong. But you know, that's what biblical encouragement sometimes looks like. Sometimes we do everything the wrong way, but for the right reasons. To eliminate somebody else's heartache and pain. Sometimes we say the wrong things, do the wrong things, act the wrong way, say the wrong things that should not be said at that moment. But just as in this little boy's case, I did everything wrong for one very good reason, to stop his pain. You know, sometimes we refuse to act against the backdrop of the hurts of other people, especially at Christmas time, because we're afraid to say the wrong thing. We're afraid to do the wrong thing. We're afraid that the words we're going to say are going to be wrong words or more hurtful than normal. And so what do? We do nothing, which is even more hurtful to the person in pain. I want to encourage you during this Christmas season. Find that hurting person. Listen to me carefully and do something. Say something. Act a certain way. Do whatever you feel you need to do to take a little bit of their pain away. To remove that facial heartache, that brokenness, that screaming pain that says, get me off this fence. Get me away from this horrific pain that I'm in right now. Now, it may be the wrong thing. I want to encourage you to just give it a try. Say a word, an appropriate word, a word of encouragement. Speak of the loved one's lost child or their deceased partner or the person that's in the hospital fighting for their life. Say something about that person. Say a word of encouragement that you're praying that God will heal them, that God will take care of them, that God will sustain them through this trial. The worst thing you can do is nothing, to just walk by and act like their pain doesn't even exist. Gird the surgeon's apron. Go into the surgery with them. Get bloodied a little bit. And remove them from the impalement that is causing them such horrific pain. This is day 9 of the 12 days of Christmas encouragement. And it is brought to you by Mark Inc. Ministries. Let me say it one more time. Be willing to say something, even if it happens to prove to be the wrong thing. At least you tried to encourage another during this time of the year. May God bless.